Look, before you call me every name in the book, let me explain. Yeah, I cheated. Yeah, she was pregnant. No, I'm not proud of it. But the story isn't that simple. It never is. She was 6 months along when it happened. I was exhausted. She was distant, always crying or snapping or completely checked out. It felt like I was living with a ghost in a body I used to recognize. And I know that sounds like an excuse, but you try coming home every day to someone who won't even look at you unless she needs something. Someone who talks to a bump more than she talks to you. I didn't go looking for anything. I met N by accident. She was warm and alive. And she saw me. I told myself it was just talking at first. It wasn't. The message came through while I was in the shower. I knew the iPad was on the counter. I forgot to silence it. That was my mistake. When I walked out, I saw her staring at the screen. Her eyes didn't move. She looked like someone had slapped her in slow motion. But she didn't say anything. No scream. No sob. Just this quiet. She handed me a towel like nothing happened. That scared me more than anything. I tried to play it cool. Said the message was nothing. Blamed her hormones. Standard damage control. And the thing is, she let me. That night, she didn't bring it up. She made dinner. She laughed at a stupid show. She even let me kiss her goodnight. Which made me think maybe she believed me. Maybe she didn't care. Maybe she just wanted to pretend everything was fine until the baby came and we could figure it out later. But a few days later, I overheard her on the phone. Just for a second. She said, "He's not going to get away with this. Not to me. To someone else." That's when I realized I wasn't in control anymore. She wasn't broken. She wasn't retreating. She was calculating. And for the first time since it all started, I got scared. After she saw the message, I braced for war. I prepped every excuse in my head. Stress. Weak moment. Emotional disconnect. Whatever. But the explosion never came. She didn't cry. Didn't throw anything. Didn't even accuse me directly. She just got quiet. Polite. Measured. Cordial, even. And it scared the hell out of me. I started noticing little changes. She turned off location sharing. She stopped asking where I was going. Stopped texting me to pick up stuff for the baby. Didn't care if I came home late. At first, I thought, maybe she's over it. Maybe she's planning to raise the kid without me. But then I noticed she wasn't alone as often. The doorbell would ring and she'd slip outside, no explanation. I'd hear her laugh on the phone in a voice I hadn't heard in months. Once, she left a mug on the counter that didn't belong to us. Not one of the wedding set. Not one of mine. Not one of hers. I tried asking her, carefully, if she was talking to someone. She smiled and said, "I've been reconnecting with old friends." I didn't push. But something about the way she said it. It didn't feel like reconnection. It felt like surveillance. I started feeling paranoid. I deleted messages. Cleared call logs. Changed passwords. Even stopped seeing N for a while. Told her I was dealing with complications. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Not that she was going to leave me. But that she was building something. A net. A trap. A case. And I was already inside it. I went through her bag one day while she was in the shower. There was a planner inside. Not hers. Not ours. It had notes in the margins. Times. Locations. A few initials I didn't recognize. And in the center of one page, circled in red, was a name. Nora. Which was weird. Because that's not what N told me her full name was. I should have trusted my gut. Back when I started things with N, she told me her name was Natalie. Natalie with an A. Not Nora. But the name in the planner I found tucked in my wife's bag, circled, underlined, annotated, said Nora. A mistake? No. That red ink wasn't a mistake. It was a flag. A signal. A warning. I didn't confront her. What was I supposed to say? Hey, why do you have a stranger's planner with my mistress's real name written in it? It would have been game over. So I watched instead. A few days later, she left for what she said was a doctor's appointment. She looked nice. Too nice. Hair curled. Fresh lip gloss. That coat she always said made her feel like the woman men apologize to. She didn't invite me to come. Didn't offer an update when she got back. I checked her phone while she was in the bath. There were no new calls. But there were deleted ones. I saw the gap in the call log, 3:13 p.m. to 3:57 p.m. I called the number from my own phone. It went straight to voicemail. Hi, you've reached Nora. Leave a message. I sat on the edge of the bed, heart in my throat. She knew. She knew her name. She had her number. And she wasn't screaming. She wasn't confronting. She was talking to her. Why? What the hell was she doing? Unless... No. No way. But it kept creeping back in, the possibility. What if they weren't enemies? What if she was befriending Nora? That night, I snuck back into the planner and flipped a few pages ahead. There were coffee shop addresses. OB/GYN office numbers. A line scrawled in black ink that read. 2 weeks late. Told her I'm here for her. It wasn't a note from Nora. It was a note about her. And my wife had written it. I didn't know which part of me hurt more. The one that was afraid she was manipulating my mistress. Or the part that realized I might not be the villain in her story anymore. I might be the bait. Nora told me she was pregnant in the parking lot of a grocery store. She was shaking. Crying. Holding a cheap plastic test in a paper bag like it was a bomb. It was just 2 pink lines, she whispered. I haven't even gone to a doctor yet. I didn't say anything. Not for too long. And when I did, I said the wrong thing. Are you sure it's mine? She froze. Then she stepped back, said F****KU, and drove off. I tried calling her for 2 days. No answer. On the 3rd day, she texted me. I'm bleeding. I think I'm miscarrying. Don't contact me again. That was it. I sat in my car for an hour after reading it. Couldn't move. My wife was inside our apartment making dinner. I told myself it was fate. That I deserved this. That no one got away with this much destruction without paying something for it. But later that night, I heard my wife humming. Not loudly. Just quietly, in the kitchen. The same tune she used to hum when she baked bread last winter. The one she said calmed her nerves. And something about the sound chilled me. Because she wasn't devastated. She wasn't broken. She was relieved. I couldn't help it. I asked her, softly, have you seen anyone new? She looked at me like I was dumb. Seen who? I stammered. I mean, like, friends. You've been going out more. She smiled. Cold. Calm. Yeah, she said. I've been helping someone. She walked out of the room before I could ask who. The next morning, I checked the planner again. There were new entries. Peppermint oil, recommended for stress relief. Nora allergic to ginger? Confirm again before buying tea. Blood thinner, increases miscarriage risk if taken in excess. My wife had highlighted that last one. Twice. I sat on the floor of our bathroom for 2 hours after reading it. Not because I loved Nora. But because I wasn't sure the baby was hers anymore. And now? I didn't know if it ever had a chance to be anyone's. I didn't go to Nora's apartment after she lost the baby. I wanted to. Tried. But she'd blocked my number. Deleted me from social media. Erased me like I never existed. The only connection I had left was my wife. And I didn't even know what that meant anymore. A week later, I came home early. She wasn't there. Her purse was gone, but her phone was on the table. That's what caught me. She never left without her phone. Unless she wasn't alone. Unless she didn't want me calling her. I waited. 2 hours later, she walked through the door. Calm. Light. I asked, "Where were you?" She shrugged. Helping someone move through grief. Then she went to the kitchen like she hadn't just torn my entire reality in half. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about what she said. Helping someone. Helping Nora. The next day, I parked a block away from Nora's apartment and waited. And at 4:42 p.m., I saw her. Not Nora. My wife. Walking out the front door. Holding a paper bag of groceries. Smiling. Not fake. Not forced. Gently. Like she cared. Later that week, a package came for her. I opened it. Yes, I know. Don't start. Inside were 2 things. A bracelet I recognized, Nora's. A thank you card with smeared writing. You've been the only real friend through this. No name signed. Just a final line. I don't know how to thank you. If you ever need anything. I'm here. My wife came home an hour later. I didn't mention the package. Just asked one thing. Does she know who you are? She paused at the sink. Then turned and said. She will. I don't know if she meant it as a threat. Or a promise. Or a warning to me. But I do know this. She took everything from me. And Nora still thinks she saved her. The nursery was half finished when she left. Paint samples on the walls. Crib still in the box. Little yellow socks on the dresser. I came home from work, and the apartment was clean. Too clean. Her closet? Empty. Bathroom drawers? Wiped. Even the pictures were gone, like she'd never lived there at all. All that was left was a letter. 1 page. Folded perfectly. Tucked into the planner I thought I had hidden. You probably thought I was broken. Weak. Maybe even too emotional to figure you out. You always underestimated how much someone can endure when they're preparing to outlive you emotionally. You hurt me when you cheated. But you killed something inside me when you tried to convince me I imagined it. That's what this was about, not the betrayal. The denial. The way you wanted me to feel crazy while you lived freely. So I gave you grief. Real grief. One that would stain everything you touch after me. Because here's the part you didn't expect. There was never a baby. I dropped the letter. My hands were shaking. What the F*** K was she talking about? I went to the hospital records portal. Tried to log in under her name. Nothing. Called the OBGYN she said she'd been seeing. Sorry, no patient under that name. I drove to the last clinic appointment she claimed to have had. Fake. All of it. The bump. The vitamins. The night she put my hand on her belly and said, she kicked. I remembered crying. She was acting. The funeral we had? The tiny gathering? The ashes? The urn on the shelf? She planned that too. She faked a pregnancy, faked a miscarriage, and staged a ceremony. And I stood there. Holding hands with a woman I thought was grieving, while she was burying the version of me she needed to destroy. The letter ended with, "You cheated while I was pregnant. I made sure your next girlfriend never would be. You gave me pain. I gave you absence. Guess who gets the better ending?" And then, P.S. Don't bother looking for Nora. I told her who I am. She cried harder than I expected. She said you disgust her. So now I sit in an apartment full of lies. No child. No mistress. No wife. Just me. And the echo of a woman who never screamed, never threatened, just removed me from the future one piece at a time.